Hello and welcome to another episode of Motoring Middle East. Today we're checking out the brand new Honda HR-V. It's been around for a little while in other parts of the world, but it's the first time we're getting it. It's a Thai-built car. It's got slots under the CR-V, completing their lineup of HR-V, CR-V and Pilot. So what is the CR-V? Well, it's got the motor from the old Civic. So it's a 1.8 litre, 141 PS, 138 horsepower hooked up to a CVT. It's really practical. It's basically somewhere between a Civic and a Jazz. So it's a nice size of car. And I think it's going to do really well. Let's see why. So why will the HR-V do quite well? Well, I think it's all down to price. This car is priced at 69,000 dirhams and goes up to 86,000 dirhams. That's a decent spread. That's got quite a bit of value. It's front wheel drive. It's really nippy and nice to drive, as you'll see when I actually drive it. But it's got a lot of kit, all your basic functions, Bluetooth, etc. It's kind of all you need in a daily driver. And it's really easy to get used to. It's all that a Honda should be. So let's take a closer look at the design. So the HR-V is quite a nice looking car. I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people. I like that Honda has gone away from some of its more overt styling cues. There's no more of that nasty chrome on the nose. So it's got sort of a brush satin thing. Very nice. Very simple lines, not too many slashes and scoops. 17-inch wheels, I believe. Yes. So, but still a decent ride. Along the side, again, they haven't gone too crazy. I like this slash that goes up here and swoops up into the door, which actually points out this is a hidden door handle. So no nasty door handle down here. But despite the sloping roofline, doesn't cut into headroom space as much. So the boot's pretty spacious as well. If you look at the back, there is tons of space down here. I mean, you can easily get two massive suitcases, and of course the seats fold down. They're the classic magic seats from Honda. So let's see what the interior is like, because this little car has tons of space. So why is it so special? Why they call magic seats? If you've had a Honda Jazz, you know how this works actually. So this folds up, and you've got a ton of space that you can keep things in here. Well, I'm not sure why you'd want to have seats folded up, but okay. Or just drop this whole thing down. You've got a van. All right, let's see what it's like to actually sit in. So what's the accommodation like? Well, if you're 5'11" like me, there's plenty of headroom. I'm quite comfortable. If you were taller or 6 foot, it could be a bit of a struggle, but I have just enough headroom up here. It's quite comfortable. The seat sits a little low, but it's fine. I've had worse small car experiences. Plenty of legroom. I can easily sit down here. Good pocket, little armrest. No USBs, sadly, at the back. Just a power outlet where you could maybe plug in one of those USB Y adjuster things. But overall, quite a nice place to be. I would say it's more like a two-seater. I think if you could put a person here, and there is a seat belt for it, but it's really more of a two-seater in the back. So this is a four-seater car. Let's see what the front's like. So the interior does have a couple of nice things to it. I really like these dials and gauges. I like the digital dash down here with touchpad controls, and they actually seem reasonably sensitive as well. Can't complain, etc. I wish there were physical buttons, but you can't win them all. The plastics are a little shiny. Sometimes they're not the best quality. So they're just okay, the plastics. They're not bad, they're just a little bit shiny. Same goes for the steering wheel, and same goes for this. And a little bit wobbly as well. It is a Thai-built car, and it's only 69,000 dirhams. But nice, solid gear shift. And you do have something you've never seen in a car with this price range before. You have brake hold on the automatic handbrake. So basically when you stop at junctions, it will actually put the handbrake on. What a nice thing. Not a lot of crazy things happening in the dashboard, which I like because it's a simple car. I don't want a digital dashboard. I'm not really that fussed. What you do get that's a little bit disappointing is this head unit, which is really looks very aftermarket, looks like something you picked up in Dubai. And I know Honda does nicer head units in other cars, and I'm sure it's just a cost thing. So for the next version, they definitely should improve that. It works fine. The stereo sounds good. All of that is fine. And you've got, let's see if I can figure this out. Oh, you've got two USBs down there. So yeah, the options are there, and HDMI. But it just looks a bit aftermarket. Other than that, I like the way this vents out here. They're quite weird. It's like a visor type thing. And there is actual real leather here. It's not your usual sort of stitched plastic. So it is actually quite nice. This is all hard again. It was all quite hard. But again, you're talking about a 69,000 dirham car. So it looks expensive, even though it isn't. I suppose the only thing left to do is drive it. Okay, so we're in the Honda HR-V. What's it like to drive? I'll just turn the AC up. No, I won't. I'll sweat for a bit. Put in drive, see how it goes. I'm sitting a little further away than I normally would, so let's see. Steering wheel up. It's a nice little car. Nice little car. Steering is very direct, very simple. Electric power steering, but it's got some nice weight to it. I like the way it feels in my hands. CVT gearbox. It's got stepped gear changes and it's got these fake gears here, which I don't mind. I've used them in the Honda City. They're fine. Handling's surprisingly tidy. Pretty safe understeer, but that sort of thing. But if you're not really chucking this car around like a race car. So what's the brakes like? See how the roundabout. Ooh, actually triggered the indicators. That's how hard I braked. It's fine. Nice, simple little car to drive. Very easy, very safe, very consistent, very well behaved, and quite a bit heavier steering. The gearbox, I like having a manual gear stick. I mean, a traditional gear stick, not one of these buttons. Let's see what it's like. Hangs on pretty well. Got some Bridgestone tires. No, it won't fool you for a sports car or anything like that, but it's fine. It is fine. Throttle response is pretty solid, so below 3000, pretty economy. As you go up, I'm going to give it the beans up here. As you go over 4000, you get a nice growl from the engine, a really sort of energetic, lively growl. It's quite good. I like it. Plenty of power, more than enough. On the highway, it was not drony at all. It was very well behaved. I just like this size of car. I mean, the new Civic is great, but it is huge. It is such a big car. Why is it such a big car? Because people want it to be bigger. But this is more like, if I'm just using it as a daily commuter, perfect size of car. And I don't have too many electronics. I like everything except this head unit. I'm not crazy about this head unit. But the good thing is, you can probably change it and get an Alpine with CarPlay or whatever. It is a standard head unit. But I do think Honda will probably change it in the future for some sort of system that has CarPlay or whatever, because this doesn't have CarPlay. What else can I say? Well, classic Honda buttons here for cruise control, classic Honda buttons here for volume and navigation, the audio system. And down here you can't see it, but you can use it for the telephone. Big sunroof. Big sunroof. Holy crap. It's actually a full-length pano sunroof in a car that's 86,000 dirhams. Okay, it's still going. Wow, that's a decent sized sunroof, man. This actually is pretty well equipped. What more do you really want? Good fuel economy. For most people, it's all the economy car they need. And I'm glad to see the HRV back, because the old HRV was a very quirky car. I like the way it looked. I actually did pretty well in the desert as well. But this is gone back to a really good city car. I like the growl from this motor. I love this old Civic motor. I mean, they could put a turbo in it. Okay, some inside baseball as we head back towards there. They were originally going to put a 1.5 in there. The 1.5, they deemed it as not being powerful enough. I've just cut off this Lexus because he's being an idiot. And the 1.5 turbo that you get in the Civic RS, too expensive. So this is somewhere in the middle. But it's fine. 1.8, this is a great motor. This 1.8 feels like it has the power for 2.2. So very nice, very easy to live with car. AC is pretty strong, no issue at all. What more do you want? To sum up, do I like the HRV? Yeah, I do. I think it's going to do really well. I think most people are going to look at it and go, that's the Honda I want. It might eat into the sales of the Jazz and the Civic even, because people are like, well, do I really need a bigger car? This has that ride height and all of that. That's Honda's problem, that's not yours. It's good to have more Hondas than you like. So yeah, I think this is going to do well. I think it deserves to. It's a nice little car. It feels like Hondas of old. When the pricing's right, quality is getting there. I think it feels good enough. So that's it from me, Imthishan, Motoring Middle East. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. The last two I don't really do anything on, so don't worry about it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.